Do we have any other examples of companies or brand that use data from social media to understand their customers better, and what cool things they can come up with by doing so? I'm asking all of you if you...
One example that I did back when I was at agencies, and then we used a lot of social listening. So one important thing when you're on social is to tie your brand to specific topics. So for example, for one brand we chose Mother's Day, for example, that was for Unilever, so and Dove. Then around Mother's Day we had huge like social media war rooms where we have social listening, we have all the live Google search stuff going on, so that we can pick up on the conversations and create content that helps inspire these talking to mothers, lifting women, and stuff like that. And then you have to get data back instantaneously to understand, this is something that they're talking about now on Mother's Day. Then we jump into that conversation. So to be fast on social and to respond and only choose your brand affinity kind of highlights. So for you it can be different sports or something, and for other brands it could be timings. So I would recommend that.
Yeah, and another example, because I think social listening, so I mean you can use it from like product development, like a beginning of a product development, but also to follow up a campaign. So one example is a big coffee shop, a global coffee brand, and they wanted to understand like what new flavors is, like what are the kids talking about, the new flavors. And then social listening was perfect for them to understand, like, okay, is it licorice, is it strawberry? And then they can actually try it out and also see, and also of course create a lot of good content on TikTok for people to try it out. So for product development, I would say it's a perfect tool, but then also if like an entire different, when it comes to sustainability and reporting, there's a lot of discussion around greenwashing, which you obviously want to avoid. So, but there's a lot of companies investing a lot of money in creating a solid and sustainability reporting and sustainability communication. But then it's super important to follow up how that communication actually landed towards your audience or target group, and because there's actually a chance of something being perceived as greenwashing, even that's not the what you wanted, of course. So use social listening to understand how did it actually landed among the audience, and to be fast to be able to change if there's anything, or if you need to explain something.
Definitely focus your budget, as we've been talking about. So produce content within these chosen topics and stay true to that story that you have with your brand and your audience, so that you don't water down. So if you like, spread too thin, like, I think that was a good thing that you mentioned.
So one thing that actually happened last year makes me think of that. When the war started in Ukraine, you actually could see, we could hear people talking on social media, discussing with each other. I have some clothes here. I would like to help the people in Ukraine. But I could actually leave my clothes so someone could take them to where they need it. We can see if we saw people. Some were recommending Stadium, some recommended other companies as well. So we saw this happening quite fast when the war broke out. And we were able to set up a process, I would say, to be able to collect lots of clothes and bring them down with trucks and so on down to Ukraine. So just by listening to this, we made it possible to, more brands than Stadium did this actually. So we had the possibility to help people to help. It was really, really nice. This was actually done in just a few hours.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
You also told me the other day that when the war hit, that you could also see an increase in sales in some certain products by using the social listening also, and you could follow the trends from social listening and sort of connect it also to what you were selling.
They also wanted to buy things just to send them down to Ukraine.
Oh.
So people actually, we made it possible for people to, and lower the prices, of course, as well. So we made it possible for people to help people. It's really great.
That's really great.